If you sell a professional service and your pipeline is dry, maybe you're currently working with referrals, word of mouth, and maybe you're buying leads from a reseller. Here are the 3 signs that your firm is ready for daily inbound bookings. Now, I'm not talking about inquiries. I'm not talking about people giving you their phone number or giving you their email. I'm talking about people booking directly onto your calendar, setting a date and a time with you, and giving you their company details and their personal details. Now, this isn't for everyone, and we're going to be talking about why that is. So, here's why you should listen to me. In the past 7 days, we've booked 85 appointments for our clients in the last 7 days. So maybe right now you're getting 10 inquiries a month, 5 inquiries a month. Now, with paid ads and with AI outreach, we might be able to help you get 5 to 10 per week. And here's the thing, right? Referrals are awesome. Like, they're king. We love referrals. But the thing is that they're completely unpredictable. You cannot control when they come. You cannot control when they go. Some months you get 6 referrals. Some months you get 2 referrals or 5. Some months you might get 0. And therefore, it is not a viable growth strategy when you are scaling your service-based business. So if you have a law firm or an accounting firm, maybe a consulting firm, maybe you do IT, maybe you're in private equity, whoever it is that I'm speaking to on the other side of the camera, if you have a service-based business, referrals are going to be your highest converting, your hottest leads. I want to see you closing referrals at 80, 90%, okay? But they are a golden goose that can only make so many golden eggs in a given time. You cannot control the flow. So let's play a quick game of math to demonstrate referrals versus outreach and ads. So imagine you're currently getting 5 referrals every month on average. And because they are referrals, let's say that you convert at 80%, meaning that 5 people are referred to you and 4 of them become new clients. But that is only 4 new clients in 1 month. What if we experimented with ads? What if we received 30 new bookings in 1 month? What if they converted at only 25%? So this is the game that we're playing. With referrals on the left, we're getting 5 per month at an 80% close rate with 4 new clients. But the downside is that it's inconsistent and unpredictable. So your close rate is a lot higher, but your flow rate is a lot lower. Whereas with ads and outreach, the flow rate, the sky's the limit. You could run ads and get hundreds of bookings a month if you have enough budget, okay? So if you're getting 30 per month, even if you're closing at a fraction of what you are with referrals, so instead of 80%, let's say you're closing at 23%, you're bringing on 7 new clients and you've got a predictable flow. So you can now use the money, the cash that you've collected from those 7 new clients to spend more on ads and outreach so that next month, instead of 30, you're getting 50. And I believe that if a business is running really, really well, marketing and sales should not be the constraint. The constraint should be fulfillment. And then with fulfillment being the constraint, you either automate or you hire new employees. Your business should be printing so much cash from ads and outreach and your sales and marketing process that you are now questioning how many people should I hire and what should I automate with the capital that I'm receiving every week or every month. And you are not going to get there with referrals unless you have a huge referral network and you've got affiliates and you're getting big enterprise deals that are 6-figure deals or 7-figure deals coming through referrals. Like if you've been referred 5 consulting clients and each client is doing over $10 million a year, then yeah, that might be awesome. But that's not often the case. So for most of you guys, you need to be focusing on ads and outreach. Outreach, think of LinkedIn, think of email, think of Instagram, Facebook, content. Ads, think of running Google ads to your website, running LinkedIn ads to your company profile, running Facebook and Meta ads to a booking page. But now that we've discussed referrals versus ads, when should you start running ads and doing outreach? When should you start? So there's 3 things that I want to make sure you have in check before you spend any money on ads. The first thing is you need a dialed in sales proposal process. So what I mean is if we are sending you 30 bookings a month, or if you're getting 30 bookings a month, if you're not confident in your ability to sell and share proposal and follow up and book another meeting and date the customer until they are married, until they turn into a paying customer, if you're not confident in your sales process, you need to revise it. Make sure that you're confident on camera, the same way that we're talking now. You're going to be talking on Google Meets or Zoom. Make sure that you are ruthless with the follow-up, that you understand that every single sale isn't closed on the first call. It's closed on call number 2 and 3, because there is a proposal process. Okay? The other thing is make sure that you're recording your calls. You can use a free software called Fathom, which allows you to record your calls, meaning you can review your calls, you can transcribe your calls, and you can use the transcription of those calls to build a proposal. You can also use the calls for content, as long as you have permission, of course. The other thing is your proposal software. You can either, just use plain Google Documents, or you can get a proposal software. There's plenty out there, anywhere between $20 to $50 a month. You can get a really good proposal software that can also track like people opening their emails and stuff and seeing like who saw the proposal versus who needs to be reminded or nudged. But point number 2 is dialed in clients' results or case studies. So if you currently have clients that you're working with for your accounting firm or for your consulting firm, you need to be collecting those results and you need to be building case studies. And the reason I'm saying this is because most people don't buy off of price. Most people buy off of trust and results, okay? For example, if I said to you that if you're 60 years old and I say, hey, you're a 60-year-old, I can get you abs in 16 weeks. You might say to me, oh, but Ben, I'm 60, I don't believe you. My metabolism's slow and it sounds like too much effort. But if I pull up a page of 20 other people who are 60, who look like you, who are shredded, and they got shredded in 16 weeks, and they started in the same place as you, that is way more compelling in a sales argument. So you need to be collecting client results and case studies, and the more specific it is, the better it is. Okay, you might be tempted to sabotage yourself by bundling up your case studies and saying, oh, we help people increase profit by 10 to 20%. I would rather lean on we help our average client increases their profit by 14.7%. I would get as specific as possible with your averages and with your stories, with your case studies and your results. The more granular it is in detail, the more vivid it is in the imagination of your prospects' minds. That's what I've found. Now, number 3 is dialed in industry or niche testing. So let's say that you're a consultant and you're not sure which niches you want to go after. Number 1 is go after your favorite niches to work with. So let's say you work with manufacturers. That's a starting place. But now, what are other industries that we can test when we're running ads? Maybe you've also got a lot of experiences in retail. Or maybe you have a lot of experience in property management. We then want to make sure that we're testing all 3 industries and seeing which one gets the best results. And this is like my least favorite thing about people who are like super politically correct, LinkedIn qualified people, right? Is that just the corporate world, it really bothers me, like how it's a popularity game and no one really knows what they're doing. They're just voting on who's most popular and then going with what they say. So before we select an industry or a niche, we need to test. We need to run them through ads and we need to do outreach. If we aren't testing, you are making assumptions out of thin air, and that is flawed. It is fundamentally flawed. The only way that you are going to know which industry or niche is best for your company is by testing, is by going out into the market and just getting data. For example, you might be the best manufacturing consultant or advisor. Maybe you're a fractional CFO, or maybe you're a, outsourced CFO, or you're a consultant. And let's talk about manufacturing, right, as an example. And we might then say, hey, we're going to test running ads for manufacturers, and we're going to test running ads for, let's say, agriculture. And we run 2 ads, and we spend $1,000 on each. So $1,000 here, $1,000 there. Now, although you have all these case studies in manufacturing, and you've got all this experience in manufacturing, what if we spend $1,000 and we only book you 5 calls here, and we spend $1,000 and we book you 8 calls here? And let's say that both of them close at 20%. So you get 1 client, and here you get 2 clients. Now, imagine you came to me and you said, but Ben, I've got all this experience in manufacturing. I think we should stick to manufacturing. Don't test agriculture. You wouldn't have then experienced that result. And of course, there is also risk. Maybe you spend that $1,000 on an industry and you actually get no results. That very rarely happens, or I've never seen it happen. But there is risk. We need to be realistic. There is risk. But there's also a lot of reward that you could be missing out on by making assumptions instead of testing. Now, how do you do this? What are the 3 steps to creating an ad and then closing new deals? And I'm going to share with you what's realistic. So step 1 is that we create an ad that speaks of a specific result to a specific industry. The more specific your marketing message is, the better. If you're speaking to everyone, you're speaking to no one. We need to make sure that when we're marketing, we're looking people in the eye. If you're not looking people in the eye, people are going to scroll past your message because it blends in, it's beige, it's boring. So we need to create an ad that speaks of a specific result to a specific industry. Imagine this, right? We do premium accounting and management accounts, and we are specialists in marine engineering. Cool. Versus a picture of a boat, and it says, we helped a marine engineering company increase their profits by $200,000 every 6 months by implementing financial management software, giving them management accounts, and helping them with their equipment expenses. Specific results, specific story, specific industry versus a bland, boring service offering. We're then going to run traffic to a booking page. That's step 2, where it gives anyone who's interested, so anyone who clicks, they want to learn more, they want to hear more about this, they can book a consultation with you. And to book that consultation, they're going to fill out their information. They're going to say their contact details, so name, email, phone number, and they're also going to share their company details. So maybe what industry they're in, the size of their company, their current challenges, maybe some of their goals, just so that you're building intent as well as you're getting a bit of background information on them so that you can show up to the call prepared. Now, step number 3 is the most crucial for closing deals. So step 1 and 2 is how do we book appointments. Step 3 is how do we close deals. We close deals with one word. Can you guess what it is? The one word that we use to close deals is trust. It's not price. It's not value. It's not service offering. It's not scope, project details. It's not your certifications. It's not your qualifications. It's not how many followers you have on LinkedIn. It's trust. You need to build a relationship with your prospects. And the point at which they make the conscious realization that if they give you their money will be well spent in a manner that benefits them and benefits you as the receiver. So you're going to have an initial meeting. You're going to ask them questions about their business. You're going to get to understand their business. You're going to diagnose them. Think about private equity, right? During an initial meeting, after a letter of interest is sent, think about how much trust and how many questions they need to, like before purchasing a business for hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars, they would need to understand, okay, what is the history of the business? What team runs the business? How do they get customers? How do they keep customers? How do they market? What does their finances look like? How much debt do they have? How much credit do they have? And they're taking a look at all these things and they're diagnosing the business. And there would be meetings and meetings and meetings and meetings, and maybe after 6 months, they would shake hands and close the deal. So I need you to know 2 things. Number 1 is that we are prioritizing trust building and asking questions. The more questions that you ask your prospects, the deeper they will feel understood by you, the deeper you will understand them, and the further the relationship will go. Okay, I want you to think of it like dating. Okay, you don't want to be talking to customers and saying, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite movie? What music do you like? You want to be asking questions like, what is your favorite childhood memory? Who do you want to become in the future? 3 years from now, what does life look like? If we could travel anywhere in the world together, where would it be and why? You want to be asking these dating questions. And obviously, I'm not saying ask those questions during a sales call, but I'm saying ask questions that create depth and build trust and build relationship. Understand them. Then the next thing, point number 2, with the private equity example, look, I don't want you closing deals after 6 months of communication, but it is going to take weeks. And it could be 4 weeks, it could be 6 weeks, it could be 8 weeks. We are dating our prospects. We are taking them on multiple dates. We're having a first meeting. Then we're arranging a second meeting. Then we're arranging a third meeting. And then they close as a new deal. We need to have that first meeting to understand them. We need to have that second meeting to review the proposal. And we need to have that third meeting to sign off on the proposal and onboard them. Okay? And look, you might get lucky. You might get a client closed on one meeting. But most of the times in B2B, in professional services, when you're talking to other business owners, There is a process, and that process, we cannot rush it. If you rush it, you crush it, you destroy it. You need to be patient. You can't be desperate. You can't be taking a girl on a first date and you're like, hey, when are we sleeping together? That makes you look creepy and it makes you look desperate. And you're going to fail that way. Okay? So I want you to reflect on everything that we spoke about today and ask yourself, have you checked these things off? Are you ready to run ads? Are you ready to get predictable flow and predictable meetings booked? Are you ready to get 85 appointments in the last 7 days so that you can propose them and turn them into new clients? So this is 85 appointments across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 active clients. That doesn't include the clients' campaigns that we had to pause because they reached capacity. Awesome. So those are the 3 signs that your firm is ready for daily inbound bookings. Please follow that as a checklist. Thank you so much for making me a part of your day and for watching one of my YouTube videos. It's really great to have you. And yeah, you know where to find me if you want to work together. It'd be great. But we only take on a select few people who meet this criteria and who are ready to run ads and close new deals. You have a great day, and thank you for your time. Bye for now.